Alrighty, so here we have your trombone case. When we're opening it up, you can tell which side is the top because it's the thinner side, so go ahead and open it on up. Alright, so here's the trombone. We're not going to touch the trombone just yet. First we're going to focus on buzzing, like actually making a sound on this. So hang on to this, but don't do anything just yet. So go like this. Now try to tighten up your lips so it's just. Okay, now sit up straight. Take a deep breath, preferably through your mouth, like open up your mouth, and then take that and put it on the mouthpiece. Yeah, okay, so that's actually really good. Breathing is a big part of low brass, especially since it's more tubing than a lot of the rest of the instruments. So we'll set the mouthpiece back down in here. So, all right, so when you're putting together the horn, you can go ahead and pick up both the pieces, just be careful. So when you're putting it together, if you think of an L with your left hand, that's kind of the way you want to put it together. So the longer side is going to fit into here. Yeah, just like that. And then you're going to want to make an L. Like this is going to be the bottom part of your L. So it'll go like that. And then screw this part in. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then take your mouthpiece and you can put that right in there. So the way you hold it is if you make the L with your hand, that should kind of caress, here, may I see the trombone? Caress this part. So your thumb will go around here and then your index finger will go up here. Does that make sense? So it kind of goes along like that. Oh. Another thing I forgot to mention is the slide. Screw this stuff. So the slide, to keep it from moving out, there's this little screw right here. You twist it one way to stop it from going out. You twist it the other way, and it'll move just like that. Okay, so let's see.
That's all right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So now we're gonna apply the same thing with buzzing, but you're gonna put it on the horn. So with your other hand, you're gonna just kind of pinch with these two fingers the bottom of this little bar right here. Yeah. So just like, did you unscrew it? Is it loose? Yeah. Okay. So now when you're making your first note on the horn, you want to make sure you're taking that deep breath. It's a little bit awkward, yeah. You can also tilt it too, so it's more comfortable. Yeah, there you go, just like that. So you want to make sure you're taking that really big breath. Make sure you're filling up all of your lungs to fill up the horn, because it's going to take a lot, especially when you're getting out all the way out to 7th position, but we won't get there just yet. So take a deep breath and then. Yeah. Okay. So so that right there was a B flat, or an F. I couldn't tell. You were kind of bouncing between the two of them. So the way you change partials on. So obviously there's only so many things you could do here. So you can only play so high, and so you can relax if you want. You can only play so high and so many different notes with each position. So it's gonna you're gonna be able to change the notes with your air. So take off your mouthpiece. You could set down the trombone. Oh. Yes, go ahead and set down the trombone. Just like that. There we go. All right. And so the way you change the notes on an instrument, specifically brass, is going to depend on the amount of air and how tight your embouchure is. Your embouchure is the hole in, well, your embouchure is how your face is set when you're actually playing the horn. The hole that the air comes out of is called your aperture. You don't really need to know that, but just terms that, so that's a little easier to describe. So when you're playing higher, your embouchure is going to relax a little bit, and it'll become a lot more loose, so it'll be less of this, and it'll be more kind of, not so much that loose, but so when you're changing notes, it'll involve more air. So if you start low, that's where my embouchure is really like relaxed and not doing much. If you tighten your embouchure and use more air, you should be doing this. You want to give that a try? Try a bigger breath. Relax. Yeah. Okay. So another thing I forgot to mention, when you're playing brass, especially with smaller mouthpieces. So I'm actually using a tuba mouthpiece because I don't have another trombone. But you want to try to keep your cheeks steady, because if you think of, let's say like a funnel. If your air is a funnel, or if your mouth is a funnel, the air is going to hit your cheeks before it goes out. If you tighten your cheeks so that it's only coming straight out, it'll make easier airflow, and then it'll help with the air speed. So try and keep your cheeks tight. More air. Think more air. Push with your stomach. Okay, it was a little bit better. Let's try to put that on the horn. You might need to tighten this one. I think that's a bit loose. That should be fine. All right, so for the first note, I want you to try to play with your embouchure really relaxed. I want you to play low B flat, which will be the lowest note that you can play without moving the slide. So big breath. Yeah, good. All right, so then the next partial up is going to be an F. So partials are the different sounds you can make using each different slide position. So if your lowest partial is B flat, which is what you just played, and then if you tighten your embouchure and use more air, the next partial up should be F. So go ahead and give that a try. Try to play higher. Yeah, really good. So now when we're talking about the slide position, there's 7 different positions that you can put the slide in. So there's first position, which is what you're in right now. First position, where it's just all the way at the top. Second position, which is halfway between where it's at and the bell. Yeah, a little bit closer. So that's about second position. Third position, your hand will be about even with the bell. Fourth position, this part will be even with the bell. So it's just the slightest bit farther out. Fifth position is just a little bit farther than that. So about 2 inches past the bell. Sixth position is about the length of your arm. And then seventh position will involve a little more of your fingers so just like that. So bring it back in. So now if you play low B flat, I want you to do that and then stop and then move all the way out to seventh position and try to play that note. Okay. Bring it in a little bit. Try it again. Alright, so somehow you're getting, what you're supposed to be getting is a little bit higher. So B flat is da, you should be getting da. So try to, with that in your ear. Da. Yeah, so then that's B. Now bring it into sixth position, which is a little bit closer, a little bit farther out. Okay, try that. It's basically there. That's C. Bring it into fifth position, which is just a little closer. Try that. Try to keep your cheeks tight. A little tighter. Now you're using too much air. You're overshooting the partial. It's okay. Lightheaded?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll happen. Okay, now bring it in a little bit to fourth. Yeah, right there. So what you just played was C sharp. So then that's D. If you need to stop and
Here, hold on. Oh,
yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, so that would be fourth position. That's D flat, or that's D sharp or E flat. Bring it into second. Yeah, good. That's E, and bring it back into first. Remember, more air. Push with your stomach. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so then you're back up to F. So what you just played was about half of a chromatic scale. Do you want to try it on your own, or do you think you could?
All right.
Yeah, go ahead and take a second if you need to. Lower. Sure. Yeah, relax your arm. Sure, but keep your cheeks from puffing. Yep. 7. Yeah, pretty much. So that's trombone in a nutshell.
All right.
I think that